Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, St. Julian Fitness. I know it's been a while, but we are back on the scene, and I have some new running shoes that I want to share with you guys, and some tips and tricks about running, as always, if that's your sport of choice. And if you like the content, please show me some love by liking and subscribing, and I'll be sure to add more. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So before we go any further into the review, let's pop the hood and discuss some specs for the Adidas Adizero Pro 4s. So immediately, what you're going to notice if you're an Adidas fan is the entire midsole here is made out of Adidas Light Strike Pro foam. So that foam is going to be the densest and most lightweight foam that Adidas has currently available for any of their top tier running shoes. You'll also notice immediately at the bottom these energy rods. So you have one, two, three energy rods here. The energy rods are there in lieu of a carbon fiber plate. They give you a bit more flexibility and stability while you're maneuvering in your run. So if you're taking a tight corner or you're just running on a flat surface, you're going to really enjoy that flexibility that these guys offer with these energy rods. When you look at the stack height for this shoe, it's pretty thick here in the heel area and also up front near the toe box as well. So you're going to be looking at around 39 millimeters of a foam stack here. So be aware that you're going to be standing pretty tall in the Adizero Pro 4s. The drop off here in the toe area is going to be 6 millimeters. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect for when you're running and you do your heel strike, you do your midsole strike, and you just tip off, and it gives you that inertia that you need to launch you into that perfect pace that you have. And with these shoes, and we discussed that a little bit more towards the review later on in the review for these shoes. As far as the upper is concerned, it's a woven mesh pattern. It's extremely lightweight and breathable, very thin, but also very structured. You can't pull at it. You can't really pull at it or stretch it at all. But it is very nice and very lightweight. When you go into, or when we're discussing the weight of the shoe, you're going to be looking at around 7 ounces, 7 to 7.1 ounces, which is extremely lightweight, which is exactly what you want when you're on a distance run or you are on a speed run, which we'll discuss a little bit more further into the video review as well. And with all that being said, let's go ahead. I'm going to try these bad boys on, go take them for a 5K road race, and I'll come back with the results. Let's go. Woo! And just like that, I am back, guys, after running a 5K, a little bit over a 5K, in my new Adizero Adidas Pro 4s. And I must say, I was very impressed by these shoes. I did get caught in the rain a little bit, but that was okay because I got to see what kind of traction that Continental sole provided in the wet stuff. So my time was a pace of 7 minutes and 32 seconds, which is a personal best of mine. I mean, these shoes were smoking. They were so hot, I had to cool them off a little bit. But these are some phenomenal road racing shoes. The grip is great on them. That Adizero foam plays a really big part in the heel. It helps you gain that inertia as soon as you jump off of your heel. If you strike on your midsole or if you're a heel striker, you'll absolutely love these shoes. Also, that drop off point in the front, that guy is measured specifically well or especially well for tipping off and getting you going. This is a shoe that I would not necessarily recommend for everyday usage, as it does really test your ability to go as fast as you possibly can. I found myself throttling myself down just a bit here and there, just to make sure I wasn't going too all in, going too intense, right? And that was something that, if you're running a race for sport, it's a good problem. But if you're a recreational runner and you just want to run day to day, that may put a bit of a strain on your body and your muscles. So be very careful with that. Other than that, one thing that I did find about the shoe is that the laces are very thin, if I can offer any particular critique. So be mindful of that, locking your laces and make sure that the shoe is tied especially well, because at these fast paces, I did find that the laces came unraveled a bit more than I would have liked, but you can just chalk that up perhaps to me not knowing how to tie my own shoes, which is also very possible. Um, if I'm going to compare this shoe to the previous Nikes, the Zoom X's that I wore before, I would say that these are again more of a race day shoe. The Nikes are a bit more of an everyday shoe. So if you are getting in line with perhaps practicing for a very important race where you want to place in that race, I would suggest to use the Adizeros. If you are not and you just want an everyday racing shoes, I suggest to go back with the Nike Zoom X foam. Those shoes are very stable and they don't have such a steep um, tipping point here where the shoe leans forward and forces you to run a bit faster than necessary at times, But if that's a horrible critique, then, you know, what is? It's a running shoe, so you want to be able to go as fast as possible. So, how do the Adizeros feel on foot? Well, I can tell you now that they are true to size. I wear traditionally a 9 to a 9.5 for running shoes, depending on the shoe. This shoe fits pretty much 100% true to size. I did see some other reviewers comment on perhaps the toe box or how they felt a floaty feeling in the heel. Myself, my feet, I have a natural arch, and also my feet run slightly narrow on the narrower side. And I felt like once I locked my laces on the interlocks at the top here, I felt that the size of the shoe was absolutely fine. The shoe is a 9.5, so I did go up a half size from what I traditionally do on a shoe, but it felt really good on foot. The midsole here is very well carved out for your arch, and you can also see some of those strange striations for that carbon fiber plate that is in there as well to help you with stability with the shoe. And you also see the Continental branding here, if you guys can see that, for the actual Continental brand that helped out with the creation of the sole on this shoe to provide you with maximum grip with the shoe. I'm very interested to see how this particular piece wears on the shoe. I've seen some reviews that said that maybe it doesn't wear as great, but you know, you never know how hard someone is on a shoe versus how you might wear the shoe. The toe box here is reinforced, if you can check that out. So the reinforcement with the toe box definitely helped me today with my run. I didn't feel like my toes were like kind of edging up against the mesh on the shoe like I feel in some other running shoes. So that really helped me out. And the inner part of the shoe has a very nice feel. The mesh portions of the shoe are very light. This is an extremely light shoe. When I got the box for it, I actually was questioning if anything was even in it. It's so very light. So if you're looking for a shoe that fits true to size, running shoe, and extremely lightweight, again, this is the shoe for you. In conclusion, and the final reviews on the Adidas Adizero Pro 4s, should you love them from afar, put them in your shopping cart, or should you go ahead and check out? I say that you should go ahead and check out. If you are training for a road race where you want to perhaps place, or you're doing some speed run training where you're trying to get to your fastest time or improve your fastest time, you should check out. You should hit the checkout in your cart. If you are a recreational runner that is not into speed racing or improving your numbers, then no, I do not suggest to spend $250 on road racing shoes. These shoes are phenomenal. They are lightweight. For a person like myself who runs marathons, I really appreciate the stability of the energy rods. I definitely appreciate the woven, breathable pattern, mesh pattern that's on the shoe. But I could live without all of that on an everyday basis. I would not run in these guys every single day. I would use a shoe that's more in line with an everyday race shoe. And I'll list some of those guys for you right here. So take a look at those shoes. They have some good ones on the list from Nike, Adidas, and more. That concludes my video and my review for the Adidas Adizero Pros. I, again, am Julian. I'm a certified ISSA running coach and personal trainer. If you have any questions about running, about shoes, or you just want to give me a shout out, just please leave a comment below. Also, if you want to know a little bit more about the ISSA training program, please let me know, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on our next video. Peace out.